What's going on, YouTube? AlphonZeus of Team Gradelock here with another episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks Week. We're going to be going into the latest Cardfight Vanguard episode, Ride 189, as well as results from our local and any more news that we have from Team Gradelock to you, our subscribers. So, if you haven't seen this vlog before, what we're going to be doing first is going into the episode breakdown. So, if you haven't seen the episode yet, please pause and close the video, go watch that episode, and then come back right here so we can discuss about it. Of course, if you don't want to do that, please click on the link in the description down below to get right to the results of our local. So we have Ride 189, the return of Omega. Now we get to see the almost fruition of Sarah's master plan in action after he has defeated Rati, the final Quattro Knight, in convincing fashion. We get to see the last seal break, and we get to see the sanctuary collapse. And it's very ominous, it's very season-endy in a way. Because what we see here are a couple of different things. We almost see everybody collapse along with it. Now, I'm not sure how the floor plan is actually put into play when they built the sanctuary in the first place, but seeing all the main characters remaining, from the Quattro Knight, Rati, to Galliard, Naoki, Kai, Leon, Ren, to see them collapse as well, and Neve, when after he saves Corin from a falling pillar, he collapses as well with the floor, and we don't know what happens. So, Corin, the only one that's apparently saved from everything else collapsing, we get to see at least her try and make it to Aichi, or Aichi. I should really call him that from now on because I have completely messed up that. So, we get to see a little of this. So, what we see here is Corin, I guess, trying to be a good girlfriend to Aichi by absorbing some of the Link Joker presence within him to try and alleviate some of that influence so that at least she can share the pain with him. Unfortunately, this would all end up for naught. And so we see Sarah reveal himself and apparently make one of the most horrifying moments of the series, because it seems that nothing else was in his way. Now, as I thought that Corin would actually be the one to face Sarah, he ends up encasing her in this ice prison, but she can apparently still move and talk. So that pretty much gives her a front row seat to the whole coming together of Sarah's plan, which he will return Link Joker to Earth and become its true herald, more than what Takudo and Kai could have ever been. And then, in true cliche fashion, Sarah would reveal the master plan, because of course it seems that he has this in the bag. All the other Quattro Knights and mates and other protagonists fell through when Sanctuary collapsed, and Corin was the only one that was with Aichi, and she was encased in the prison of ice, where therefore Sarah seems that there's nothing else in this way. And especially from the beginning, how he played everyone, including Aichi, by infiltrating the Quattro Knights and actually getting into the fact that he can bring back this Link Joker invasion by breaking all four seals. And the way that he actually lured through the butler, Naoki, through the actual passageway to get to Sanctuary, and therefore get the mates and the rest of the Quattro Knights to fight against each other and destroy each other. Therefore, he doesn't have, he doesn't have much to deal with, because they are literally either going through judgment or their memories being erased. And from that point, all he has to do is fight Aichi, defeat him, because then the Link Joker presence would go to the stronger fighter, who of course won, which would be Sarah, and then he would be the true herald for the Link Joker invasion part 2. But it seems that everything was going almost too well. Now at this moment it was kind of a tearjerker for me, because seeing Corin's tears as Sarah's about to and then she's crying when she saw Aichi about to get forced into a card fight with Sarah. And it seems that all hope is lost, because, wow, this is the closest we'll ever get into actually seeing the protagonist just completely fall in this new era of evil. But no, it apparently does not. But of course, like any other series, we get to see the protagonist, or at least in this case, Naoki, say, "Stop right there!" And we see the rest of the protagonists, well, of course, Galliard, Kai, Naoki, Ren, and Leon, appear seemingly unharmed by the collapsed floor and ready to stop Sarah's master plan, because they completely heard everything that he said. And so we get to see the group of protagonists apparently unharmed by the collapsed sanctuary, especially with the height of some of these rooms. Oh jeez. Standing there, hearing the whole plan of Sarah, and Sarah annoyed by not only that, but that they're there. Whew! Naoki said in manly fashion, "What? You think that's the only thing that can hold us back?" And of course, Sarah, what do we do? Do what he did last time, encapsulate them in an ice prison. But Galliard was there this time in order to counter that ice with flame, also freeing Korn from the ice prison in the process. And therefore, Sarah now has to deal with them before moving on to Aichi. The first one to step up to the plate, we have Galliard. And Galliard, of course, as he said, well, the Quattro Knight must deal with the crimes of a fellow Quattro Knight. Although I wouldn't call him a fellow Quattro Knight at this rate because he betrayed from the start. And so we get to see the card fight of the episode. We see the Star Invaders of Link Joker piloted by Sarah and the Liberators of Gold Paladin piloted by Galliard. Of course, as the usual thing we see, we have Galliard open up into the Holy Prominence Prism, Force of Fire. But then, by the time they get to their stand-up, the Vanguard, we get to see it all of a sudden transform from flame into space, which pretty much is like the home turf of the Link Joker clan. And now, Galliard is a bit off his game. But before we get into that, a little trash talk. We see the grade 1 ride, the grade 2 ride, hit. We see people at 3 damage. And now we see Galliard ride to the grade 3, and Sarah apparently supremely confident in his abilities to pilot Link Joker. After he just defeated Hipati, he just guarded some, was actually a bit more, I say lenient, because what we see here is Sarah trying to at least not be affected by that critical from Prominence Core when rode. And now Sarah ends up going into complete ham mode where he can literally lock. But in this case, it was a little bit different. After taking only 1 damage from Galliard's grade 3 ride, see Dark Zodiac, see the Legion. Now he locks 2 cards, but he locks one of the front row and the booster of the other row, which is pretty strange because usually you would go into a triangle lock at this rate. But what we see now is simply just a matter of, alright, what do we do here? Well, he does the Omega Lock. People are a bit taken aback. Oh god, Omega Lock. We all remember Omega Glendios, which was last season. But still, a throwback to that, and of course it's as intimidating as ever. And after that we see the end of the episode, but not only before we see this defining scene. We get to see the scene where Aichi answers a question from Sarah that would have thrown off a lot of people, but would actually ask, why are you so trusting the people? And with Aichi's answer, I don't think anyone who plays Vanguard can be a bad person. I'm not totally sure I can agree with that. Not 100%, but still, probably about 75%. So that would end Ride 189, and it seems that Sarah would have the upper hand with at least 2 rear guard spaces locked with Dark Zodiac that will not unlock at the end of the turn. And we get to see Galliard try and make an offense back in the preview for Ride 190. I am looking forward to it. I just want to see what would actually happen. Would Galliard actually pull out a win and surprise people? Or would Galliard end up falling? And would Sarah end up just encapsulating everybody in ice again? But hopefully that won't be the case. We'll see something happen pretty soon. That's it for the episode. I hope that you enjoyed the episode breakdown. I'd like to break up the monotony of me just talking to you with screen caps and some narration, but if you want to have any other suggestions, feel free to comment down below. And now that we're done with the episode breakdown, let's get to the results of our local. And so for the results, I wasn't there for Friday's tag team tournament, although we had a colossal 12 teams, which is 24 people, enter the Cardfight Vanguard event. This weekend has been a really giant surge in Cardfight Vanguard and Buddyfight because I've never seen this many people enter before in both tournaments. Now, well, for both card games, of course. On Friday, we had 12 tag teams. The people that topped there, at least from what I was told by my teammates, we had Joe and Matt. I think they were running Revengers and Kagro. We had Dex and Arturo, which running Bermuda Triangles and Nova Grapplers, Raw Cougar in particular. And we have CK and Henry. I think they were running Chaos Breaker and Nobel, so Link Joker, Kagero. If you do know the 4th team and at least what they ran, feel free to comment down below with them. And let's get to the Saturday tournament. I decided to at least change things up a bit. I'm already pretty confident with my D-Rover build. I guess I just have to keep play testing, even though sometimes I can't find time to playtest that much, although I should be downloading Cardfight area. I tried to splash what I had in my Magus deck into my Tsukiyomi deck in a very weird hybrid. I tried to see how it would be with the stack and getting stuff from the top of the deck. It wouldn't really work out that well because it works out especially if I just look at the top card and not reveal it, because that gave away so much stuff. Round 1, I went up against Kevin. He was running Link Joker. I managed to win 2-1. He got the locks on me, and then I came back with Silent Tom. Game 3, I had, I guess, triggers and Silent Tom on deck to keep on fishing out those grade 1s and 2s from the hand. So I won that round. And then I went up against CK, who was running Nobel, and he 2-0'd me because Nobel, and I couldn't really do much in terms of guarding because I really have to say he's a Silent Tom on the Vanguard, and Silent Tom is just like, I wish I was reprinted in something like that, maybe Boosie Road. Anyways, we end up having just a little bit of I don't know, I had some struggle because what I realized was I had Stellar Magus and Tsukiyomi, and I had Stellar Magus because I wanted to reveal a top card. And the thing is, though, I revealed it wasn't a trigger, so literally CK could confidently guard with 1 to pass, knowing that that 1 drive check literally gave him a way that I don't have to worry about him trigger sacking me, so this guard won't be wasted. And so I have to really rethink that. Game 3, I went up against... oh god, I'm trying to remember. There were a lot of people at that event, although I think I went up against another teammate. I think it was John. He was running Link's Joker as well. He beat me because of the locking, and I couldn't do much with a 9k Tsukiyomi because the ride chain got messed up. Outside of that, I got the bye in the 4th round, and round 5, I ended up going against Jenna, but she gave me the win because I guess she didn't feel like playing anymore. Outside of that, we managed to get to a top 8, but once that top 8 cut, because top 8 playoff series into top 4 get the prize support. And that top 4, we had Joe with Revengers, we had Carlos with Kagero, but it was actually Dauntless Dominate reverse. We had John with Chaos Breaker and Adam with Chaos Breaker. So it's good to see Team Gradelock take a top 4 spot in, I think, was 23 people entering the Cardfight Vanguard tournament, so that was pretty insane. And knowing that I should probably just stick to my D-Rogos for now, unless I can build a deck finally, because in Bermudas I am missing 4 mirrors and 2 rates, and for the Mega Colony, well, I'm going to probably finish that later. But in Dark Irregulars, I'm probably going to need some stuff for that too. But outside of that, let's get to the Buddyfight tournament. Buddyfight, we had about, I think, 12 or 13 players. That was a 4 rounds of Swiss top 4. And it was pretty good. I entered in with the Dungeon Turrets, and instead of playing the World, which I really thought was a horrible size 3 monster with the stats and crit, and even the effect combined, I ended up replacing that with the Yellow Priestess, or the High Priestess, who actually is pretty good on defense because I can put her out the front, put the bow in the middle, and at least, hey, I'm going to swing for 2 damage now. So round 1, I ended up playing Arturo, and he was running Dungeon World, as usual, hybrid. He was just outlasting me and getting more revives off of continues. So he was overwhelming me even though I had High Priestess on deck, which proved him to be a bit of a problem, although, as he explained even afterwards, that it was easy to hit 7k, especially with the Dungeon World monsters. Even though that sometimes he had to link attack all 3, I could only use so many Shashanas to negate attacks, and hopefully outlast this, even though that he had stuff to counter everything. Round 2, I went up against Dex. He was paired down with me. Dragon World. Round 1, Gargantua Punisher. He had field control as well as Gauge. Game 2, I tried setting in 2 Gamimis, or 3 Gamimis. Didn't really work out too well, and I ended up losing that round because I didn't have much energy with the tarot cards because I had stuff like, you know, Full Aims for, not Full Aims for the Wilderness, but Fool's Journey and Justice Hammer. Round 3, I got the bye. Round 4, I went up against one of the new players that I've seen play Buddyfight. He was running the Flash deck of the Dragon World. Game 1, he got me with, you know, just utilizing Drum Bunker Dragon, and couldn't be able to guard all the attacks. I probably should have taken out his monsters first. And then I would go ahead and win game 2 because I had Fool and Emperor. I was swinging in for major damage and at least rushing him down. Game 3, it was a bit of a close one. It was really a top deck, but he managed to get the draw power off because he was able to get Reckless Anger and finish me off. So I went 1-3 at the Buddyfight local and 2-3 at the Vanguard local. Not too impressive. I wish I can, make up for that next week, but I won't be here for both Friday and Saturday because I have my cousin's wedding for both the reception and the actual ceremony, as well as an LSAT test I have to take on that Saturday as well. So it's going to be pretty jam-packed. I will try to be there on Wednesday and Thursday for playtest sessions, hopefully, and get my practice in before regionals up. Now, aside from that, let's at least give you a schedule of how the video is going to go. First, we actually managed to get a match going for Cardfight Vanguard. What we're going to do first, though, is going to give you the deck profiles of both fighters, and then we'll give you the match. So at least you have a little bit of knowledge as to what they were actually playing, so you can at least research and see, okay, they made this move because of this. And of course, just a teaser, it involves discarding. So, other stuff for the future, sneak peek's going to be not this week, but next week, so it's going to be pretty hype. I know that since we're all going to be in Albany for the regional, we're going to try and get there, I hope to God. And then we'll have all the, I hope, $20 pack openings for you at Friday. So we'll try to do that, get a good night's sleep, and then get ready for the big day of regionals. I'm probably only going to be there for Saturday because I do have an LSAT course on that Sunday. I do want to enter the Buddyfight and Way Schwartz events because the playmats are so good. Yeah. Now that's out of the way, the sneak peek. Looking forward to get all the Mega Colony stuff because I already have 4 of the promos, the Machinig, and 1 Perfect Guard, so I need 2 more Perfect Guards. Then I will be getting the, Buddyfight. I'm getting hyped for that because I love Legend World. I want to build, I really want to build either. Like, I love the heroes. I love the whole Noble, Knights of the Round Table, and Excalibur. And I love the Widest Archer as well. I love that size 3 monster. Can't be returned. It's really awesome. I love to have that as my buddy because I want to call that out every single time. And then we have Darkness Dragon World. I know that a couple people at the local really want to build that, and I think it's going to end up to be pretty fun. I'm going to be looking forward to that sneak peek very much because I think that Surge is going to be awesome in terms of introducing new players to Buddyfight, especially with these 2 new worlds that are coming out, which leaves Hero World to be determined. So now that we give you agenda, at least for the for this week, as well as our hopes for the sneak peeks for both Cardfight Vanguard and Future Card Buddyfight. Of course, the Buddyfight episode, I do apologize. I will try and do a recap episode for this Friday when the episode launches. But aside from that, that is it for me. My name is AlphonZeus of Team Gradelock. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks this week, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.